Hello guys, and welcome to episode number 53 of Minnows to Kings, back here in San Marino with SS Cosmos, where today we are going to be beginning our UEFA Europa League campaign at home to Braga. Of course, last time you were with us was the defeat to Rangers. We have made a couple of signings since you were last with us. We'll quickly go through them. If we have a look, sort by date here, we've brought in 4 new players. We've brought in Josu, I believe, Brazilian central midfielder, can play defensive midfield or in the centre mid position himself. Fairly decent, good teamwork, good bravery, some decent physicals, a little bit of an improvement on what we've got, which is, you know, what the name of the game is. We then brought in Sergei Sonogo, again, a midfielder, can play anywhere in the final half of the field. Again, very, very good player. More than likely going to play as a box-to-box midfielder for us. If you just look at his attributes for that, work rate's a little bit low positioning, but we can train them, make him a little bit better. We then brought in Ray Campbell from Sheffield Wednesday for £54,000 as a central defender. Again, good physicals, good mentals. He's more than likely going to be the replacement for Ntube, who, you know, I've not been overly impressed with. You can see he's unhappy and he's also listed. A little bit of an improvement there though. And finally, we brought in Jan Goddard, who is a right wing back. Just have a look at him on attack here. Again, he's got some very, very good attributes for that position. Of course, we have just signed a new right wing back earlier on in the season in Yanis Held. But if you just have a look at the difference between them, Yanis is quicker. Everything else, Jan is much better at. So those are the players that we have signed. Unfortunately, we couldn't get them registered in time for Europe. We've also had a little bit of a mishap in terms of the European squad. I tried not to register too many goalkeepers. I've accidentally registered Fabry instead of, you know, one of the Marietta or Reece Fry. But Caruso picked up an injury a couple of days ago, 6 days ago, for 5 to 11 days. So he's actually going to miss the game against Braga. So because I didn't actually register my goalkeepers properly, which is my mistake, we're going to have to go with Christian Fabry in goal, who, as you can see, is not very good. The player who we should have had registered is Reece Fry, and just look at the difference. So that's my mistake. The team that we are going to go with for today, though, is we're going to be Yanis Held at right back with Hedegaard and Brizzy as the central defensive pairing. With then Axel Benoit at left back. We've then got Norito, Cisse, Mazes as the midfield 3, with Saballs, Manusco Catronella and Mausu Martins as the front 3. Again, registration wise, we haven't registered Mbina, El Hamiri. Mbina is actually requested to leave. Meyer not in the squad because he is also injured. He's picked up an injury for 9 days to 3 weeks. Papigno and Pedrini, the two are known for Inter Milan, also not registered. I believe Pedrini is because he's a youth player, but Pedrini has actually picked up quite an extensive injury. He's broken his foot, so we're missing him for a little while. But that's going to be the team that we're going to go with for today. Of course, I'm expecting a difficult game against Braga. They are the favourites, not heavy favourites, but they are the favourites. And of course, with my mistake with the goalkeeper, it's going to make it even harder. So we'll just have to see how we get on. Of course, Braga probably the second best team in this particular division that we're in. If we get the league tables up in a minute. Marseille, I'd probably say the favourites, then Braga, and then Genk. Genk is the one who we will be looking more than likely to get a result against, as Fabry actually does pretty well there to save that in the 5th minute. Braga straight away on the attack. They do have a corner from the resultant save. It's swung in deep towards the penalty area, but Hedegaard heads it away. Let's quickly just pause it, get this league table up. Let's have a look at how the group table is going. Marseille already beating Genk, as you can see there. Right, 18 minutes in, a free kick for Braga, and I don't know how they haven't scored that. He's put the header over when the net was empty. But Norito does have a corner now for Cosmos. It's towards Hedegaard, who does get his head on the ball. It's cleared off the line, I believe. It comes out as far as Norito again, and now Cisse, Hedegaard with the effort from range, and it's just gone over the bar. Real opportunity for us to take the lead there. Right, well, we're approaching half time now, and it's been a pretty quiet first half. We've had a lot of shots, which is encouraging, and we do get a highlight just before half time now, and it's held. Comes back to Nicholas Hedegaard. Hedegaard back out wide towards Held, who goes forward towards Cooper Mazes. And Cooper Mazes gets the effort away, but it's saved by Mateus in goal there. And it's going to be a corner for Cosmos right at the end of the half to be swung by Norito. He's looking, I believe it was Catronella who got on the end of that, but he headed it straight at Mateus. We're actually on top, which is, it's encouraging. We've packed out the stadium again. We really need to look at either building a new stadium or buying ours and expanding it, because 5,500 for these European games, we're selling out every single game. So we really need to be getting more fans in. Of course, more fans means more money. I would take a draw from this. As now as it's Kennedy at left wing back for Braga. Braga now advancing forward, passing the ball around well. Torta, Al Musrati, Bruno Rodriguez out wide to Kennedy again, who plays it forward towards Medeiros, and they have got themselves through. Fabri can't get to that one, and Mohamed Darami does put Braga ahead in the 52nd minute. Just as I was saying, I'd be happy with a draw. Braga go and score. You'd think I'd have learnt by now, because every time I say something happens. Sabor's is having a poor game. I don't know if we've got a replacement, to be fair. And Norito with the corner though towards Hedegaard, and it's gone just over again. Nicholas Hedegaard really needs to be doing better with these headers. Sabor's has picked up to a 6.4 now. Let's have a quick look and see if we've actually got a replacement. We do. We've got Seri who can play there. Let's get Seri on in place of Sabor's, who's not had the best of games. See if Eric Seri can make a little bit of a difference to us. Overall though, I'm pretty pleased. We're playing very well. Olympique Marseille are now 4-1 up against Genk. Now we do have a highlight here in the 65th minute though, with Braga looking to play out from the back with Tormina. Now Al Musrati, Zé Carlos, they're spreading the ball around nicely again. Of course, this is how we conceded the first goal. Now we just need to keep our shape here and not let them in. It's gone out wide towards Kennedy though. He's tracked by Held. He's forced back towards Medeiros, inside to David Cameo, and Held cuts that one out. We do actually claim the ball back. Let's not give it away to them. Hedegaard goes long towards Martins. Now Seri, Cisse, Catronella finds Cooper Mazes. Cooper Mazes, he's blasted it. He's absolutely blazed it over. That was a real opportunity for us. It was a real opportunity for us. I'm going to have a little bit of a shout at the boys. Tell them to demand. I'm going to demand more from them. I think there's a goal in this for us. We've had 17 shots. There is a goal in this game for us. We just need to be a little bit more composed. But Medeiros does have a corner for Braga now, and it's headed into it's aimed towards Tormina at the near post, and he gets his head on the ball, and it is now 2-0 to Braga, which is disappointing considering how well we've played. We do have a highlight straight from the kickoff though, and it's now Brizzi to Hedegaard. Can we get ourselves back into the game with 15 minutes remaining? Make it a little bit of a nervy finish for Braga. We deserve something out of this game. We've played well. It's Catronella to Cisse, inside to Cooper Mazes. Yanis Held out wide on the right hand side. He gets past his man towards the byline, looking to get the ball into the box, and he does, and it is Filippo Matteo Mancuso Catronella who does get us back into the game. Get the ball out the net, boys. Come on, let's go and get another one. We've deserved a goal in this game. It's great play by Yanis Held on the right hand side here. Beats his man Kennedy, drives the ball low into the box, and Catronella is there to slot it past the keeper. And like I say, we really have deserved that. If you just look at the match stats, it's been a very even game. But in terms of XG, we are massively ahead. Now 5 minutes later, it is another highlight. Can we pinch the ball again and get ourselves away? It's Tavares. Now Rafael goes wide to Ricardo Horta advancing forward. Now Zé Carlos looking to get the ball into the box for Braga. He does get the ball in. Fabri's booted it clear. Zé Carlos again on the right hand side. He comes back, but Cisse cuts it out, and now Benoit goes towards Catronella, who's got Martins. What a great ball towards Mausu Martins. Martins lobs the goalkeeper, and we are back in the game. Martins with his 6th goal of the season, and it's 2-2, and it's no more than we deserve. It's absolutely no more than we deserve. We have been absolutely amazing. What a fantastic pass by Catronella there. Mausu Martins beats the offside trap and a little cheeky lob over the goalkeeper. Absolutely fantastic, boys. Fantastic. Can we go and grab a winner? Coming into the last couple of minutes. 5 minutes of injury time. There's still time for a winner. Brizzy's not had the best game. Brizzy maybe shouldn't be playing in Europe, to be fair. But it is full time. We have managed to rescue a 2-2 draw. You can just see just how much of the better team we were. We've played really, really well there against Braga, who of course were the heavy favourites for the game. And you know what, I'm ecstatic with that. Of course, we had Fabri in goal, which didn't help at all. Marseille won 4-2 in the end. But with that draw, we've put ourselves in a good position. A good position. It's worth 179,000 to us. Hedegaard played really, really well. We'll say that his tackling was spot on. And Tuve facing a certain future. And Tuve, mate, you are out of the door. In terms of the next match, we're going to take on Genk in the second half of the episode. I've got 3 league games to play in between. We are away in Belgium. So I'll catch up with you guys in just a minute. And we'll take on Genk in that game. Right guys, welcome back to the second part of today's episode, where we're going to be taking on Genk, the Belgian team, away from home. I've played a couple of games in the league since you were last with us. I've been a bit disappointed, to be fair. We only managed a 2-0 win against La Fiorita. Domignano was much better, 7-1 win, but we have conceded a goal there. And in Virtus we picked up a 3-2 win, so we conceded another 2 goals there. Defensively, we actually seem to be going backwards. We are not keeping clean sheets. Look, there's teams who have actually conceded less goals than us, which Trey Penny haven't conceded a single one yet. So we've conceded 3 goals already this season. Yes, we've scored 12. We've got a goal difference of 9. But the fact that we conceded 3 so early on in the season is a little bit concerning. As I say, in San Marino, we do actually seem to be going backwards in terms of our defensive ability. But that's the league. San Marino, you know, it's pretty easy for us, to be fair, San Marino. We are taking on Genk though, and this is the team that we're going to go with. We've got Caruso back in goal. We're going to go with Held, Hedegaard, Brizzy, and Benoit as the central 4, the defensive 4. I beg your pardon. Then Norito, Cisse, and Seri is going to play as the centre mid on attack. Cooper Mazes picked up an injury just a couple of days ago, unfortunately. We've then got Sabols, Catronella, and Mausu Martins. If we just have a look, he's off to an unbelievable start for us. He scored 7 goals in the 3 games that he's played for us in San Marino. Not full strength squad. A lot of our newer players who would be in the team, obviously not registered at the minute, like Sanogo and Josiu, Goddard as well, not registered for Europe for this season, unfortunately. So that's the team that we're going to go with. I identified Genk as probably the weakest team in the league, but our odds are slightly longer against them than they were against Braga. So maybe they're not quite the weakest team, maybe Braga are. Either way though, we are away in Belgium. It's going to be a difficult game. The game is televised, as you can see. I don't recognise any of these players, unfortunately. But this is the lineup that we are going with. We've got a couple of yellow cards in the squad as well, which is concerning, obviously, with Marseille coming up as the next opponents. Yeah, as things stand though, we are currently joint 2nd in the league. I don't expect Braga to beat Marseille, but you know, it could happen. Just concentrate on our own performance, see how well we can do. Hopefully get ourselves into that 2nd position in the league. As I say, that Braga have took the lead against Marseille, so I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes, do I? Anyway, we do have our first highlight in the 21st minute, and it's Benoit going long over the top towards Seri. Eric Seri, the Maltese midfielder, picks up his first goal of the season, and we've taken the lead away in Belgium. Fantastic. Great composure by the young Australian Maltese international there. He's actually a Maltese international now. It's a great ball forward over the top by Benoit. Seri takes it down his chest. Seri shows the composure there to half round the goalkeeper, and we've taken the lead, which is awesome. We just need to keep it now, as Genk look to get themselves straight back into the game. We have we given away what? There's no way that was even a foul. Never mind a penalty. It's not a penalty, thankfully for us, but it didn't even look like a foul to me. It's right on the edge of the area, and they've headed over from it. VAR working in our favour there. Braga have now gone 2-0 up against Marseille. So I really don't know what I'm talking about, do I? Coming up to half time now, though, and Genk are on the attack again with a Bongonda to Minnows, advancing down the right hand side. He's met by Cisse, misses the challenge though, heads it away. He had more time than he thought he did there, but we do end up with the ball, and it's Catronella for Narito. Now Seri, the goal scorer, finds Narito again into Cisse, or Sesse, I don't know how to say it. Looks forward towards Catronella, but it's a poor ball and it's cut up by Munez, and now Heyman to Brongonda, and Narito cuts that one out, and now Sesse again to Catronella inside to Saballs, forward towards Martins, and it's a good save by the goalkeeper there. It was a sitter, as the commentary said there. It should really be scoring, but it's going to be Narito to swing the corner in. He finds the head of Hedegaard, Nicholas Hedegaard, with the near post header, beats the keeper at his near post, and we're now 2-0 up away at Genk, which is awesome. It's a great ball in by Narito. Hedegaard, I believe is this one. It is. Beats two defenders in the air, gets the header on target, and that's awesome. That actually puts us top of the group. Right, getting into the second half then. We've brought 44 fans to Belgium. We're playing in front of 19,000 fans. Looking to hold on to that 2-0 lead that we've got. Let's just not let them in. We're defensively playing very, very well. Brizzy's not playing the best, but of course Brizzy would be a player who doesn't start in Europe once we've got everybody registered. Obviously the homegrown thing is really, really killing me in terms of players, because we're just not getting the players in who are going to be homegrown, especially the San Marino and S.S players. As now Loser is coming forward for Genk, and he's tried to chip Caruso from quite some distance, but it's gone off the top of the crossbar and gone over. Cisse on a yellow card is a little bit scary, but in terms of options on the bench, I do have Brignani. In fact, let's get Brignani on. Cisse's tired, he's on a yellow card. We'll bring Brignani on. Benoit is also on a yellow card, but I don't really have a better option to play left back, so we're going to have to stick with Benoit, to be fair. That is going to be Benoit suspended though, for the next game, which will more than likely be Marseille, I believe. I think the next episode is going to be a Marseille double header, if we're honest. It does look like Genk are down a man. They must have made all of their substitutions and then they've picked up an injury, so we're actually playing against 10 men here. They've made the substitutions very early on. Saballs is also having a poor game in that shadow striker role. Let's bring Tomasoni on. We'll drop Catronella back, and we'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go with that. It does look like Marseille have managed to get a goal back in Braga, so that does help us out massively in terms of qualification. When it comes down to goal difference, obviously it goes results against first before goal difference is brought into account, and then I'm not sure if it's goal scored or actual goal difference. But Caruso claims that ball well. One little change I have made to the tactic, given our defensive woes so far in San Marino, is I've changed the keeper from a sweeper keeper to just a goalkeeper on defend. Hopefully that makes things a little bit better. Anyway, Tomasoni is through. Can he bag the goal? He's chipped it over the goalkeeper, but it's hit the post. He's hit the post. That was a great opportunity to make it 3-0 away in Belgium. But we're coming into injury time at the end of the game now, and this is an absolutely fantastic result for SS Cosmos. We're just showing how good of a team we are becoming. You know, when we started, there was no way that we would imagine that we would be beating teams like Genk in Europe, drawing with Braga, and we are currently sitting top of our Europa League group, which is awesome. That's £538,000 in the bank. Benoit with the assist for the goal, absolutely spot on. Next episode though is going to be a Marseille double header, possibly the two most difficult ties that we've got in this group stage. So we're going to do them in the next episode. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed what you've seen, hit that thumbs up button just to let me know that you're there. Obviously help the channel grow as well. I've been Dean, and I'll catch you all next time.